Last time Energy got knocked out before top 8, so this time they've got to get a good regional here. We're going to do our regional 2 predictions for North America. Starting off, we've got Energy against Shuffle Kittens, who went 3-2, I believe, in Swiss here. Yes, that's an EOE roster, if you weren't aware. RG Relating Wave and Speed. Very consistent roster, but, you know, they kind of consistently lose against Energy, to my knowledge. To be fair, most people do, but... yeah, I mean, apart from last regional, apparently, but... yeah, I'm just gonna do an easy 3-0 there. NRG, they were also at the FIFA eWorld Cup, where they looked pretty good as well, so... I expect them to bounce back, because there's no real consistent downtrend for them, or something like that, so... Space Station FUT. FUT had a tougher time this time. They actually lost against Noly's new team, Noly, Life and Mech. So that's already cool for Noly, you know... he went away for a year, he comes back, you know, does one regional, makes it to round 2 of the main event. And then this time around, looks like he could be on for a top 8, so that's cool. Big comeback for Noly's career. Space Station FUT. I'm definitely going to say Space Station, but FUT will bring it close. I remember last event I wasn't too hot on FUT, but that was just purely because their Swiss didn't look good at all. Now that we've seen them perform at the main event, we kind of know that they should be good, right? They were at the kickoff land thing, so yeah, we know that they're a good team. Seal, they went 3-0 in Swiss, but got knocked out in the second round of main event last time, so I feel like, you know, their Swiss group was just quite a lot easier than the other group. So Genji, by the way, not being too hot in the Swiss here, but much like how FUT bounced back from that, I'm gonna imagine Genji at least bounced back somewhat. So I'm gonna say 3-1 victory for Genji there. Moving on, M80 against 92-100. No, 92-10. Yeah, 92-10. They have Expert, which was Noly's teammate for the last regional. They went 3-2, so they barely made it in what I would say isn't the strongest Swiss group. So I feel like M80 logically should be the favorites as well. They've got Mech on the team, which people have been really hype about, and Life as well. You know, a lot of potential there since he is so young. I'm gonna say 3-1 for M80 there. Then I'm gonna do uppers first. Space Station against NRG. I'm gonna say NRG just kind of have a very clean day 1 here. Genji then against M80. This is a matchup that M80 won against Genji. 3-0 as well. If it was 3-2, honestly, I would have done it the other way around, but because it was a 3-0, I am going to give this to M80 again. I will say it goes to game 5, but yeah, M80, I guess, are looking hot, looking good in their Swiss run here. Their only loss against NRG, their wins against FUT and Genji, and their other win as well against a team that almost made it through into the main event as well. So they don't really have any bad wins. They're just all good wins. Shuffle Kittens against FUT. Oh, this is an unlucky matchup. This is what I mean. Like, the Swiss group is so... yeah, the Group A was so much more difficult, because how was FUT playing against Shuffle Kittens? I mean, where did Shuffle Kittens make it last time? They made it into top 8, so really this is a top 8 against a top 6 matchup, which is kind of crazy, There'll be a lot of pressure on FUT to close that one out. I'm gonna go for a surprise pick here. I know I was like not high on FUT last time around, and now I'm taking them out in round 1 again. Although I don't actually know which round I had them going out last time. I definitely didn't have them top 8 though, so yeah, it's not like I don't rate FUT. I just feel like this would be a very tough position to be in, and it's pretty easy, you know, in a best of 5 to lose against Shuffle Kittens. So, you know, nowadays we're in such a competitive era, so, you know, it's not going to be easy, and I think the pressure will be against them, so they'll play worse because of it. Seal against 92-10 again. I don't really know. 92-10, they went 3-2, Seal 3-0, so you'd probably favor Seal. Let me check the roster here. Matter Expert Devo. The new Devo. North American Devo. Against Pana Percy Eris. Yeah. Okay. I'll give it to Seal in a game 5. Gen G against Shuffle Kittens. I'll say, again, close series here. Gen G close that one out and do make top 8. Space Station against Seal. I'm going to just give that to Space Station. We all know Space Station's a great team. They made it to the grand final last regional, so, you know, pretty stacked team there. On the other side, I switched my face cam, by the way, to not be in the way anymore. Redacted against 1. I don't even care who 1 are. But I will check just to be sure. Beastie, Royales, and Justice. What a weird team. I'll give them a game, actually, but yeah, Redacted, they were pretty good at the kickoff LAN. Weren't that great in the actual regional online, but at the kickoff LAN, they looked alright. Unreal, they were pretty good as well. The Swiss, they were pretty good beforehand with Life, but switch roster here. Then I have Parth and Aqua, so I think only Gyro has remained on the roster there. But they got a win against Gen G, so that's a good win. Other than that, not the most relevant wins. You know, Gas is whatever, right? But yeah. Against Lotus 8, which is a completely different roster. Yeah, it's the roster that did make the kickoff LAN last time. Very close series for me. This could go either way. I'm actually going to say Unreal in Game 5, but Lotus should probably be considered the slight favorites there. Rebellion against Dignitas. You're just going to give that to Rebellion. They're the regional winners, so you got to give them your respect. Apple Slices and Silenced. Who are Apple Slices here? Let me check. Apple Slices. Oh yeah, this is this team. Juice, by the way. I have not seen this guy play, but I noticed he had like no results before this, so I'm excited to see him play, see, you know, what the level is there, because clearly we have a bit of an NA prodigy there. So that's cool. Silenced. I remember them, yeah, they went to round 2 last time. I'm gonna say Apple Slices win that 3-2, but not exactly sure what to expect from them. Then Redacted, I'm gonna have them winning that. Rebellion, gonna have them winning that. 1 against Lotus 8, gonna have Lotus 8 winning. Dignitas against Silenced. This Dignitas roster, they're not that hot, especially, you know, they went, what, 3-2 in Swiss. Not incredible, but they did go to Game 5 against Redacted, so there is that. So it looks like... Wait, they got a win against Space Station. I did not even notice that at all. So that's a big thing. I feel like the mental must have hit them, which is not too surprising with EVO. I feel like the, you know, EVO rosters historically... can, you know, things can go bad pretty quickly, I guess, from what I remember. So I'm gonna give Dignitas the win there. And then Apple Slices, Lotus 8. Lotus 8 against Apple Slices. I'm gonna give this to Lotus 3-1. And then Unreal against Dignitas. This one's a tough one. This is a tough one. I will give it to Dignitas in a Game 5, but not too sure about that one. Just because I have that win against Space Station. Unreal, they have that win against Gen G, but the Space Station win is probably a bit better. So with a clean mindset going into this week, I feel like, you know, they'll just about get through. Then for the real bracket here. Energy against Rebellion, that's a tough one. Honestly, I am gonna give it to NRG for 4-2, but honestly, I can see that going either way. Redacted against M80. Redacted should probably be the favorites here, so I'm gonna give them a Game 7 win. Lower round 1, Space Station, I'm going to have them, but with Dignitas winning against them, that might be a bit of a mental block for them or maybe a matchup diff as well. So that should be exciting to see if Dignitas could win that if this match does happen here. Definitely would not be fun for Space Station, but yeah, I'm still gonna have them because I mean I consider them a top 4 roster, right? So Lotus against Gen.G. I will give Gen.G the win here. I'll give them a 4-2. Rebellion Space Station, that's really unlucky, but I feel like Rebellion is just superior. So yeah, simple as that. MAT against Gen.G. Now this is a nice one. This is a nice matchup. Another MAT against Gen.G series. Am I gonna say MAT win against Gen.G 3 times in a row? That's the question. Do they win against them 3 times in a row? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say Gen.G win that in Game 7. You know, with Mech and Life being young players, maybe this is when the pressure gets to them. The main event, I feel like pressure-wise is not quite the same as playoffs. So I'm gonna say playoffs, the pressure gets to them. Okay. Redacted against Rebellion. I'm gonna have Rebellion. I think that's fair. NRG against Gen.G. NRG actually lost against Gen.G last time, but I'm not gonna say that happens again. So there we go, 4-0 for NRG. And then Rebellion against NRG in the grand final. And I'm going to say it's a Game 7, but I think NRG do get their win back. It's very important for them because, like I said earlier, you know, they really struggled last regional, so they need to make up the points to make sure they qualify for the majors. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know who you think will be actually winning this regional, and maybe you have a different top 4 to me. I don't actually think Gen.G are a top 4 team quality wise, but it's just the bracket that played out this way. I would actually have Space Station instead of them, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys also have something to say about Juice. You know, how good is Juice? Because I don't know, I haven't watched him, but he's a new player, so you know, curious about that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.